You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our review for The Walking Dead, Season 5, Episode 3, 4 Walls and a Roof. Very, very dark, suspenseful, kind of scary episode. You know, it's amazing how this show has transitioned from the very first episode being all-out action, war and all this, and the last two episodes being very, very dark and suspense, you know, like people creeping out in the woods and all this kind of hunting stuff. And then at the end, you get people eating people. Now, again, two things. I'm not surprised, A, that Bob is dead. You know, I think it's safe to say that he wasn't going to make it out of this episode. And B, I'm not surprised that the termites are done. If you follow the comic book, you know why. They kind of really got to that part fast, in my opinion, but nonetheless, they had it. It was great. And it puts an end to, they didn't drag on a villain. It puts an end to that, and now the group can move on, it seems. So overall, the episode I thought was really good. It was like to see this transition of Rick. It really makes things a lot difficult now because, you see how the group looks at, how certain portions of the group looked at Sasha, him, and Abraham killing the rest of the termites. And especially Tyrese. I mean, Tyrese saw his sister just butchering that guy. And he had this horrific look in his face. Maggie and Glenn looked horrified. And that's kind of a divided in terms of where everybody's head's at. You know, it's funny how you take Gareth and his conversation with Bob at the end of the last episode and how he was talking about evolution and them evolving and de-evolving. And now you look at Rick and you realize that this is Rick's evolution. This is Rick evolving from someone who, because I still think he has his humanity when he needs it. Someone who was once merciful, once you could compromise with him, he could make an attempt to give you an opportunity to be with his group and join him, to now where that's it. The chances of him either bringing somebody in or joining somebody else is slim to none. Of course, if you read the comic books, you know that, things change, but as of right now, that's his mentality. That's where he's at. That scene where they butcher those guys in the church, I'm sure that's going to rustle some people's jimmies. I mean, let's be honest, man. That was a bloodshed in the church. So there's at least one person out there it's going to bother. But like Maggie said, at this point in the world, it's just 4 walls and a roof, nothing more. And I thought it was very good. And I think we knew this was going to happen because this show is very much into, foreshadowing and stuff like that. But it was poetic justice, obviously, that Gareth got destroyed by the red-handled machete. And boy, they got butchered, man. That was an ugly scene. I do like in the beginning how Bob laughed at them for eating the meat, or eating his meat, I should say. That was right out of the comic books. Dale did the same thing when he was in that position. So, but and I think that was just for black, some little, some black comedy element there, some dark comedy, because there really was no effect. They were already infected. The meat was cooked. So there's a good chance that whatever the infection is just cooked out already. So that to me wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal that they had eaten the meat. I just thought it was funny how Bob was laughing. He's kind of scared the shit out of him. Gareth seemed to be the only one that was calm about it. And I knew for a fact also that, and I think everybody did. In fact, I think they even made it obvious that you knew Rick's group was going to come back. In some ways, it was kind of like a reverse trap. You know what I mean? Now, the scene between Abraham and Rick was very good. And this is something that I spoke about a couple of videos ago, even before the season started, that they were going to clash at some point. You got two very strong leaders, two very strong personalities, two different agendas. And you saw that play out here. Abraham is focused on getting to Washington, D.C. Obviously, we know why. It's very important. And obviously, Rick wants to wait for his people, which is completely understandable. He's been with a lot of these people since day one. When you think about Glenn and Carol. And it was nice to see that clash. It's something a lot of the people have been waiting for. And Obviously, we weren't going to get it to a big extreme, like them actually fist fighting, although they came close. But it was nice to see them bump heads because at the end of the day, they're all there for the same thing. They want to try and survive. They want to try and Abraham at least wants to try and make the world a better place. So to see them clash was fantastic. And short of fighting, I thought it was great. It was great to see two powerful, big guys, and you know, Rick's tall, but Abraham's like boom, and you know, go at it, and then Glenn step up, and you know, this goes to show you even more how Glenn has really evolved as well on the show, to the point that not only did he step in and stop the fight, but he even put Rick in check, and Rick knows how valuable Glenn is. Glenn is almost like his right-hand man, maybe his left-hand man, if you take Daryl into the equation, being his right-hand man. And he looked at Rick and he said, it's not your call. And Rick didn't say a damn thing. He kept his mouth shut because he knows that Glenn knows what he's doing. I think at that point, Glenn was reluctantly agreeing to go with Abraham to Washington. But I think by the end of the episode, I think he was a little bit more okay with it after what he saw Rick do. I gotta say that. I really think he was okay with going to Washington. I don't think that's what Glenn's about. And obviously Maggie's not about that. A lot of the group's not about that. Some other portions of the group, Abraham's a military guy. So for him, I don't think that's a big deal. Now, as far as the group separating, I don't think that's going to last long. In fact, I'm willing to bet that the latest they all get back together is episode 8, if not sooner. I just don't see them being separated very long. Daryl's already back. We saw that at the end of the episode, and I thought it was pretty interesting that Carol did not come out into the fold right away, and he kind of told her to come out, but they didn't show it. So I'm kind of wondering what the hell that's about. Now, what I'm thinking, my guess, is that she's kind of helping Beth along. I think they have Beth. I think Beth is with them, and I think that we're going to find out what happened to her. You know, if you listen to some of the coming attractions, it said, you know, she's just not there. Like, she's alive, but she's not here. So, and you remember the scene where the lady hits her over the head with something. So I'm wondering if she's got some sort of amnesia, or if she got knocked out to the point that she thinks she's somebody else, or she's just seeing a world that doesn't exist. So very, very interesting. You know, the poor Greens have gone through so much between Herschel's death, Beth being gone so long. Her and Maggie have been separated for God knows how long now. And it's going to be funny if what I'm saying does come to pass, if she has memory issues. It's going to be interesting to see that if her and Maggie do reunite and this is not cured at the time this goes down, how her and Maggie are going to view each other, or how she's going to view Maggie and how Maggie's going to respond. But that's going a little too far ahead. I think right now, though, my guess is she's with them, and I think Carol's kind of like has her arm around her, maybe helping her, you know, get by, and that's why she was a little far behind, letting Daryl lead the way since he's the one with the crossbow. He can track, he can hunt. That's just a guess, though. I don't know. It may be that they found Beth, and since they're all together, they go to find Beth, and then from there, they all go to Washington. Either way, the good thing is we're going to find out what the hell's going on with Beth next episode. So that's going to be a big deal. A lot of people have been waiting for that. Not a huge Beth fan, but I am a little intrigued as to see what the hell's going on with her and who the people are. Is this going to be another group that they're going to have to deal with in a short span of episodes, like episode 4 through 6? So that could be another possibility, is that we get another small group that is a roadblock for them as they go to Washington, and then, you know, they go from there. So interesting stuff. But anyway, I mean, look, it was a good episode. A lot of people are going to be very happy that this arc ended, simply because in the past they've gone so far with arcs and enemies that, you know, some people after a while, they don't want to just stretch things out and keep going and keep going. I did like Gareth very much. Not as much as I liked the governor, but I thought for the time that he was on the show, which technically was, 4 episodes, I thought he was very effective. I thought the actor was a really good job. And I think his name was Adam J. West. Very, very good actor. And I thought he did a good job. And it was a good arc. It was right out the comics. So comic readers love that. And now it's going to be interesting to see. Now that we're done with the Gareth saga, now we're going to see the Beth saga starting next week. So let's see how that happens. Anyway, guys, so what did you think of this episode? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What was your favorite moment? And what are you looking most forward to next week? Best story? What's going on with Carol? Why didn't she come out right away? You're interested in seeing what's going on with Abraham and that group as they head to Washington? Put it in the comments below. Let me know. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news. We just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N.'s Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.